week. Look who's back. Well, I guess we're back. We didn't have a show last week, but we're both back. Yeah. But Dave took an extra vacation, but he's got it like that. I just came back from mine. What's up? Welcome to Back to Class. What I do?
Nothing. I wasn't going to say anything. I like how you say I took an extra vacation. Like I actually did something with my vacation outside of, run this shit anyway. Like, no, this was I took like an actual get out of town vacation. Like get away, COVID free, whatever.
You took me time, and that's good.
Yeah.
Good for you. As I was saying, welcome to Back to Class, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago and 20 years ago. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, of course, BeatNetworkOnline.com. Get us the Beat Network app on Amazon and wherever you get your podcast at. I'm your boy, Jan Alonzo. With me, of course, is...
David Danger Neff. How you doing?
We're back in this thing, bro. What's up, man?
Now, obviously, you hopped in to help out with to help me out with Jade. Shout out to Jade, obviously, for the movie Shrek, but for the most part, you took off. You were MIA.
I laid low, and I gotta say, for the most
part, you didn't do that. What you did was you moved, and this felt like a 6-week move. Like it felt like it took forever. So what's up? What happened there?
Well, as you can see, with all the clutter around I am now in my new place. I moved 10 days ago, and I shit is still not put away. So as you can see, it's taking time to regroup. Also, during the vacation time, I was still healing. I did get another procedure done, and I did some healing from that. And so I did go to the gym for all month. So I put on a little weight, but it is what it is. Yeah, all right. Besides that, man, I had a blast, bro. Like it's definitely a good way to regroup and unwind, and kind of set the tone for the next 100+ episodes that we'll probably do this year. And yeah, you know what I'm saying. Me and Nika, we've now adopted our Sunday dates, so we go out every Sunday. Whether it's we're in downtown Las Vegas, or we're going to Lake Las Vegas, so we're just kind of branch out. So we're always kind of doing something on a Sunday, and it's been cool. It's been really cool, And then the big thing obviously was the move. So, all right. But you went to Boston, buddy. How was that?
Yeah. So when the initial idea was, for those of you who do or do not know me, I love to travel. I love going out, going to a new city, exploring what the surroundings are. In fact, about 11 years ago now, I had this whole thing where I said, I'm going to travel to a new city each and every year. And even during COVID, I found a way to pull that one off, kind of. But I still found a way to basically pull it off. No, I went to somewhere new. It wasn't like I did much exploring. Like there wasn't much I could do. Right. But I did at least check out something new. So this year, my boy Tim, who will be on a feature episode, already have an idea of what we're going to cover. It's going to be a super throwback for sure. He is stationed out in Boston. What I mean by station is that he was in the military. Went to high school with him, so he went to Mojave, and their first kid was actually supposed to be born 2 days from when we're recording this. They wound up having the baby literally the last day I was there. So for the most part, I was there to kind of see him. I was also there to check out Boston and kind of see what everything was going on there.
And I know for a fact that he was in Boston with the hardest Boston accent. Like if I called you while you were there, I would have got the crazy Boston.
Okay.
Boston strong.
I was literally a half a block away from where the Celtics played. Literally, I come outside of my hotel. I look to my right, and that's TD Garden, where the Celtics play, where the Bruins play. I was 6 minutes away from Little Italy, and for the most part, I was smack dab in the heart of Boston. I did a lot of walking. I caught a Red Sox game. Saw my Braves beat up on the Red Sox.
That was rude. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry. I'm feeling it myself.
I mean, I am. Hey, Center folks, we're fucking tired.
Yeah, we are. I also went out and I took the train out to Providence, Rhode Island.
No.
Go there and check out Brown University. I also checked out Harvard as well. Did a whole lot of walking. I actually dropped like 3 pounds while I was out there, which is crazy. So yeah, man.
Not to gas you, but physically kind of small there, my guy.
A little bit,
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
It's a work in progress. So maybe I'll start posting to my IG. Probably not, but maybe that's a future thing. Anyways,
you got a while before you get to like Billy Blake's Tabo, but I feel you though.
I had a great time. I got this whole story on I brought back my mother a Boston cream pie. But here was the thing. When I was traveling back, I had nowhere to put this Boston cream pie, and it was delicious, just so you know. So it made it fun. So I had to carry this fucking thing through the middle of a storm in the Northeast, and fly out of this. So I'm holding on to this thing like it's goddamn football. But here's the thing. When I went through security literally said, "We're going to need you to open that up."
Right.
So I had to open up this Boston cream pie.
And this is at the airport.
At the airport. Security was like, "We need you to open this up, in case it's a bomb or whatever." Takes one look at it. He said it was okay. Here's the thing. I'm not a baker. I'm not very good at wrapping boxes, So this thing's all janky looking, holding in my hand. I get the connecting flight out of Atlanta, and the motherfucker flies through a storm. A goddamn storm.
You flew through the storm?
Yeah. And I get
that was the shakiest plane ride you ever took in your life.
Everything. I was sitting next to this Filipino guy. He was super cool. He was holding my cream pie, and dude, like I'm freaking out. I wound up getting in safely, no issues whatsoever. But man, the things we do for our moms. That's all I'm going to say.
But the real question is, did she go in on the Boston cream pie?
No, she did. I'm
sure she did.
You went
sure she did.
You went nuts over.
So it's well worth the adventure.
Sure. Yeah. All
right,
right. Real quick. There's not a lot of movie news for us to really cover. Jay and I both caught Army of the Dead, which is forgettable. It's a 2.5 hour forgettable movie. I can't even tell you the main character's name. That's how forgettable.
I can't name one character. I know who's in it, but I can't name a single character. I can
tell you the actors, but it's so forgettable.
But Army of the Dead was like, it is entertaining, but there's no reason that this fucking thing is 2 hours 30 2.5 hours. No reason why this is that long.
No idea why it was.
But you know what? Yeah. Zack Snyder is feeling himself because he felt like, well, I gave y'all 4 hours Justice League. What's 2.5 of zombies?
And that's why I really want to see, his version of Lord of the Rings. It's going to be like a week and a half long.
A week long, bruh. No. But yeah, I caught Army of the Dead. I just watched Cruella the other day. Cruella, if you have not seen Cruella yet, check it out. It's a great time. Like the one thing that wins for this movie is the soundtrack. The music cues are amazing.
I've heard that the music's really good in it. I kind of want to catch it, but I know how I feel about Disney Live remakes. So I'm also going to say we'll see because I've caught a couple of reviews, and the main guy that I go to for the reviews, he's like, Disney has gotten as close as it possibly could of turning this into a good product, and I'm like, all right. All right. But
I can say this. I would say that considering all the other Disney properties that have been remade or whatever, this is a hard PG-13.
That's good.
That's great.
What we need.
We need more of this because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, there's death in this. There's all kinds of disloyalty in this. There's evilness in this. I like it. Give me more of that.
That's what I need to work with. I need no more great characters. I'm so tired of, the compassionate villain. It's no. Anyways.
Nah, not for me. But I can't say that Emma Thompson kills the movie. I mean, she's great in the movie. She's fucking wicked, actually. But yeah, she's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got to cover in terms of
that's
movies.
all we got for today. So
we're gonna move this forward. Now, I want to be fair. When I made the schedule, the initial idea would have been that the movie that we covered this week would have been Pearl Harbor. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't like the movie Pearl Harbor. I think Pearl Harbor is bloated because it's Michael Bay. There's too many explosions, and it focuses way too much on a love story when the actual story of Pearl Harbor is that much more interesting than any side story, whatever. It's a story where they take two actors that really, I don't want to say it never amounted to anything because obviously Affleck has, but Affleck and Hartnett can't really tell that they're actually friends. Beckinsale, I mean, it's hot, but that's kind of it. Like it there's no reason for this movie to actually be called Pearl Harbor at all.
Well, it's really not an unpopular opinion because I don't know a single soul who likes Pearl Harbor. Like, number one, I can't name a lot of people who sat through the whole thing. And I think to this day, I've never sat through the whole thing. Never.
And that's the problem with it. Because Pearl Harbor is a long movie. It's close. If I'm not mistaken, and
it's like 255. It's long.
I could have swore it was close to 3 hours.
Yeah, like 255 for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it is a 3 hour movie. I'm going to be honest.
3 hours dead set.
It is 3 hours and 4 minutes. It is 3 hours and 4 minutes. I'm going to be honest with y'all. There's very few 3 hour movies that I would sit through, especially one showing to enjoy. Titanic is one of them because I could at least fast forward to the part where everything goes to shit. Not like that with Pearl Harbor.
And the one thing that Titanic does kind of win over everybody else is when you think about it, the first 2 hours is all love. Like, oh, I love you.
No, it's more like the
first the
hour
fucking shit, please.
The first hour and a half is a love story. The next hour and a half is amazingly.
It's like as soon as the iceberg makes the appearance, oh yeah,
it's
now we're cooking, baby. What's up?
It's the movie 2012 in an hour and a half. Everything goes to shit for everybody there, which is controversial, but whatever. I enjoyed it. Anyways, the actual movie that we're getting into. I'm
taking it back to what's the worst that could happen? Original release date June 1st of 2001. Shares opening weekend with The Animal and Moulin Rouge. A part of me kind of wanted to do Moulin Rouge.
A part of me also kind of wanted to do The Animal. I actually like The Animal. I don't know, man. They get the chick from the first Survivor, and I had a crush on her. Yeah. Paulette was her name. And I don't know, Schneider. I don't know, man. This is right when Schneider was really, really, really funny because
he was red. He was red hot. This is after Deuce Bigalow, right?
Yeah, after Deuce Bigalow, it was this, and then 2002 was the hot chick, and the hot chick is fucking incredible in that movie. I watched that movie recently, and I was still dying at some of the stupidest shit that was going on in that.
But the production budget is $60 million with a box office total of $38.4 million. 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Do I dare ask, is that fair?
It's a 35% on audiences. I kind of go towards the critics here. Here's the problem with this movie, all right? There's nothing memorable about this movie. I'm serious. I watched this movie yesterday, and I'm having a hard time remembering everything that's happened. Now, here's where the weird superstition stuff is going to kind of come in. I went to this movie setting is in Boston. I went to Boston last weekend, but also my boy Tim who I went to go see, is a firefighter out in Marblehead, Massachusetts. A good portion of this movie takes place in Marblehead, Massachusetts. So, no, I had no idea. This was actually my first time watching this movie. I had no idea until I watched this movie, and I was like, all right, now I'm freaked out. So,
okay, so my beef with this, it ain't really a beef, but I've learned I've come to terms with what we've gotten. Now, everybody who knows me knows that I've always grown up a massive Martin Lawrence fan. So if he puts out a movie, and even from the trailer, like this looks terrible, but I'm going to see it though for sure. Like the trajectory that Martin was on from Blue Streak, which I love, the first Blue Mama House, which I like a lot, and then from then it was Black Knight, then it's National Security, then it's this, and but I'm such a loyal fan. I'll go see what he puts out. So overall, the best thing to come from this movie, unfortunately, and fortunately, I still love the song, is a song by Eric Sermon featuring a sample from Marvin Gaye, and the song is called Music, and it's the lead single from this soundtrack.
That's fair. No, I think you're fair. Now, to be fair, they also had the star power, and I know that's weird to say, but they had the star power of Danny DeVito, which DeVito is a legit comic. He can be incredibly funny. He's at his best when he's playing an asshole, and everybody knows anytime he kind of goes into that taxi driver personality, you're going to get it. But I feel like his character was so similar to his character in Ruthless People, and Ruthless People is a much, much better movie than this movie actually was. So,
no, but you got to give me credit because at least at the very, very, very least, the concept of the movie, I like it. Like the plot, I dig it. It's just the execution is where we really do like drop the ball.
The execution is incredibly weird.
A thief robbing a millionaire's house, but then the millionaire robs the thief. So now the whole movie we're trying to get back this thing that the thief has been taken. I'm like, the idea sounds great. It's just the execution was horrible.
I also kind of want to give small credit to the supporting cast because at least the supporting cast, they tried to give everybody a little part. Like at least
a little bit of shine,
a little shine. Like,
did you feel like I feel like one of my favorite characters in this movie is John Leguizamo, and that's a rare thing to say because I don't like him and everything, but John Leguizamo and really I can say John Leguizamo and Martin Lawrence have this certain kind of chemistry to where I would watch them in a movie together for sure.
To be fair, John Leguizamo is really good at having chemistry with other. Even in the movie The Happening, you can't help but kind of like his character, even if Wahlberg is an idiot in that movie. But go ahead.
Right. So kick us off, Dave.
All right. I'm not going to necessarily follow the script of this thing. All right. I'm not going to go through and kind of do whatever. Basically, you have Martin, right? And Martin's name is Kevin Caffrey, who's a thief, connoisseur, and at an auction that is going on, he notices a really, really hot chick played by Carmen Ejogo, right? Mm-hmm. And Carmen is kind of playing the damsel in distress that is, or at least the victim in this case, because one of her paintings that her father won from a poker night, okay, which that kind of came up later, is being sold. Martin does a Martin. Martin basically plays off, starts being all cool, and he winds up stealing the painting for her, right? And in the process, they make love.
Bang, gets in there.
Pretty much. And so,
she immediately slept with him, by the way. He had the painting, like, look what I got. Next scene, next bill. Like, oh, that didn't take much. Cool.
Yeah, no, and it was cool, right? So he is at least honest with her in saying that, no, he definitely stole this. He's a thief. That's what he does, right? And one of the big things about this movie is that he can't lie to her because he has a nervous twitch, and that nervous twitch is this obvious blinking.
No, I'm not lying.
I'm not lying at all. And so that kind of plays into a part into this.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a tell if you're lying?
I have a tell when I'm angry, but I don't have a tell when I'm lying. When I'm angry, when I'm angry, or I'm like in my own thoughts, and I noticed this over the years. I scratch the back of my head like this. If I scratch the back of my head, shit's about.
Oh shit! Now the night that we went to Los's house and hung out. There was no scratching of the head there. Like, we're talking about full blown, fuck this shit. Like, bro, what's going on? I was like, he skipped the hotel. He's pissed. I get it. He skipped the hotel.
Fair.
Oh my God!
Like, right to be pissed, but whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was a.
I don't like to lose my cool in front of people. Like, if I lose my cool in front of people, then
it's kind of scary.
It is. I'm dead serious. It is kind of scary, right? I don't like to lose my cool in front of people, and that's something I've been working on over the years. That night, all that therapy out the window. Out the window.
Fuck that shit.
The fucking planet. No, I was seeing red that night. Anyways, but we're not going to get into that. We'll get.
You know what? I think because of that, folks, we're going to do a shoot the shit very soon. Because me and Dave have stories for days where we're together and where we're not together. And by God, that one in particular, out the window.
It's a good one.
So now we're at Max Fairbanks.
Right. Basically, we also meet Max Fairbanks. Max Fairbanks owns everything. Like, he's Christopher Walken in Batman Returns. Like, he owns the newspapers, he owns the TV stations. He also owns this company named TUI that's going into bankruptcy.
Right.
Max married into money as his wife, played by Nora Dunn.
Yep,
that's right. Basically was her family like grew up in money off Beacon Hill. Now, Beacon Hill, if you don't know Boston, Beacon Hill is rich neighborhoods. And I can tell you personally from walking Beacon Hill that they literally have like, former home of like Reverend William whatever, right? And so it's like, it's kind of one of those rich neighborhoods. Right. You get the idea. To the point where like you're probably wondering where the fuck Tom Brady was staying at. So as he's kind of going over with his lawyer, played by what's his name?
The legendary
Richard Schiff. It's Richard Schiff.
Yep.
Yeah. Richard Schiff coming fresh off Emmy from West Wing at that point. If I'm not mistaken. They're basically trying to figure out how to save his money. And honestly, Walter, who is his lawyer, is just so sick and tired of fucking Max. You know.
Listen, if Walter wears that, fuck this shit. He wears that so well. I mean, it's a point where like Max is an asshole. Like he's a rich prick, you know. And the way he treats Walter, and to think about all the shit that Walter has gotten him out of, and he still goes and does dumb shit, you know? But
easily. Because Max is one of those guys that feels like he can always get away with it, you know? Mm-hmm. And he kind of has a point, because throughout this movie, he does kind of get away through all of it. Anyway.
Max Fairbanks is white privilege.
Yeah. Straight up. I wish I had that kind of privilege. You kidding?
That look good. I want that. That look good.
I want that kind of privilege.
That looks good. I like that.
Meanwhile, Kevin learns about so he's getting ready to file bankruptcy for this. Kevin learns about this from his friend Berger, who is a fellow thief. Berger, played by John Leguizamo, and that they're basically going to hit up his mansion at Marblehead, Massachusetts. When they get there, there was a court order that basically Max could not be in the home. Max is
based off the bankruptcy, he's not allowed in the home. Yeah.
Right. Max is there with Miss September, and that's all I'm going to refer to her as because I don't even know who the actress is. I really don't know who the actress is. Like Sasha Knopf, I think is her name.
Tracy Kimberly. That's such a news-like name.
Totally. So he's kind of there with this chick, and Kevin decides to just straight up rob this place. Now, before robbing the place, going back to Carmen, he gave a ring to Max that had a symbol on it. She said that this was a ring given to her by her father, and that was incredibly important to him. This ring is the MacGuffin of this entire story.
It becomes the immediate MacGuffin. Yeah.
It's bad. So, anyways, they go to rob it. Of course, they both get caught in the process. And in the process, as the cops are called, and they're both, well, not both, but Berger gets away, but
Berger dips out quick. I mean, Berger plays
no
games.
Berger was ready.
I love that angle. Berger is going up the stairs. Here's Max confronting Kevin. It turns right back like, nope, I'm good.
Right back around, starts going downstairs. Anyways, Kevin goes and he basically breaks out of his cuffs because I guess he's able to do that.
Highly unlikely, but all right.
Breaks out of his cuffs, breaks out of the side door paneling, and unlocks the door and escapes on foot from there. And he never gives his name to the cops and doesn't have ID on him. So whatever. But in the process, Max has stolen the ring from Kevin. All right. So now we have that. And the rest of the movie, I'm not going to really go too deep into what kind of happens. Basically, Kevin continues to try to find ways to fuck with Max. And every single time Max sees Kevin, it just turns into like this whole thing where it's like an obsession with each other to try to one up each other.
Right.
It's like, okay, you stole this, I'm gonna get you here. I'm gonna get you here. I'm gonna get you here. That's most of the plot of this movie. Like that's
well, the way that they view this ring, Kevin views the ring as a gift from his girl who has the lucky ring of her father who had passed away. Max views it as almost like a sign from God in a weird way because the symbol is like the same logo as his company.
Specifically, it's a symbol from the I Ching, which I don't know what the I Ching has to do with this movie. For those of you who don't know what the I Ching is, it is a philosophy in China that's similar to how fortune telling is. It usually involves coins, and then it usually involves a form of cards that they have. There's also more to that, but he uses this through the spiritual powers of his secretary, played by Glenn Headley, Gloria. And Gloria has like a crush on Max, and it doesn't.
That is not a crush.
Doesn't matter.
That is not a crush. Max hit that in the elevator one time.
Oh yeah. No, I mean she's totally all up on Max's D, as much as fucking possible. Max continues to kind of spiral down as everything starts to fall apart with him, and to the point where this feud with Kevin has gone too far. At one point, Kevin has stolen a red jacket that belonged to Max's wife, and when Max's wife catches her at a later date, they kind of work together on a plan to finally resolve this once and for all. Now, real quick, I want to talk about my favorite scene in the movie.
Are really skipping ahead. I feel you. Cool.
I mean, kind of. I mean, there's not a whole lot of plot to this movie. I mean, if you read the Wikipedia will tell you the whole movie, but for the most part, that's what it is. It's just kind of going back and forth.
Right.
One one of the characters that's later introduced into this movie, and I mean kind of super late into this movie, is William Finkner's Alex Tardio, who is of the robbery division, and Tardio is
flamboyant.
Is a stereotype of at least flamboyant, although they haven't talked what his sexual orientation is, but they're also not really shy about it. So it's definitely a stereotype because
all right. So one of the standout lines, which
go ahead, please.
One of the standout Tardio lines. He's walking down the street. Kevin sees him coming, and he's walking down the street pulling like three
like Pomeranian poodles.
Yeah, bruh. If you don't pay attention to it, you won't catch it. But he says he's walking. He has his little swing going on. He says, "Pull daddy like a chariot." What?
That was
pull daddy like a chariot.
Lines that also got me. Also, I was like, pull daddy like a chariot. I'm like, okay.
Like for some reason, like it doesn't sound like it's visually gross. It just sounds gross. Like that's nah, I'm good. I'm cool.
The funniest scene, in my personal opinion, of this movie is Kevin finds out that Max is basically going, because there's a Senate hearing that happens with Max and how he has a monopoly with all these TV stations and the newspaper and whatnot. He basically controls media in that particular market. So he knows that Max is basically going to bribe these people. So they fly out to DC or really drive out to DC for this Senate hearing. And in the process, they steal all the bribe money. And of course, it's already been passed out to the senators and leaves insulting notes in Max.
Dear Senator, eat shit.
Dear Senator, eat shit, love Max.
Love
like,
Max.
That's all these things say. So, of course, Max thinks that everything is okay. Now, here's where it gets really fucking funny, though. He gets a phone call in the middle of this, and you can tell this is super 2001 because not only does he get the phone and he kind of pulls it out, but then he gets the attaching earpiece.
That long ass like cord shit. Yeah, you're right.
It just kind of connects to the ear. I'm like, all right.
And C-SPAN shows it all. They show the whole fucking thing.
And in the process, like Kevin's talking to him. Max saying whatever. But Max is like, he's like, no, you know what? What camera are you looking at? What camera are you looking at? Fuck you. You could shove it up your ass, whatever. Now here's the thing, because it's C-SPAN. C-SPAN has to have a deaf person coordinating this on TV, and so you're seeing this chick being like, like just doing all this. It was the only time that really got a laugh out of me of this movie, unfortunately. All right, so how does this movie wrap itself up?
All right, so this movie wraps up. Well, kind of really like kind of take everything, kind of put it in one big bubble. So the idea is, well, Letitia and what was Kevin's girlfriend name? Amber.
It's Amber.
Letitia and Amber meet in the most weirdest way, because you brought up the red jacket that belongs to Letitia that Kevin stole and gave to Amber. Obviously, this is the one jacket that all of Boston has, and she got it. So they confront each other, and they realize that you're the thief's wife, no, you're the thief's girlfriend, whatever. So they manage to, on the day of an auction, Marblehead, right?
Yeah.
So on the day of the auction, Letitia tells Max, "I got you a masseuse." And the masseuse, of course, Max loves his women, so he's out for everything. So the masseuse is wiping Max down, and he's all for it. Turns out that masseuse was Amber, and she got the ring, and Letitia and Amber are now both gone. Meanwhile, you got Kevin and Max just duking it out, basically. Now this part to me does get funny, because as cliche as it is, John Leguizamo was hilarious as the auctioneer, 100%. But he maybe not that full award, I'm not sure. But the kid that plays Shelly Nix, is fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, easily.
You don't have to rap everything you're thinking, bro. You don't. I'm just saying. But anyway,
you mean
so they call it a diversion, and it makes it seem like there's a fire taking place at the auction. But I think there's like lit a smoke bomb, and so as Max is looking around, Max is realizing something is up. Right? You cut to one firefighter who's running toward the dock, and that firefighter is Kevin. So now, once again,
you could tell it's Kevin too. You know?
Highly unlikely. Max's fat ass, short, stubby fat ass, runs after Kevin. And not only that, catches Kevin by jumping onto the movie speedboat.
Yeah,
he flew. He full blown flew. Right. And there's a struggle, if you will, and they stop, and then it's the ring that I want to say Max has on that it looks like the original ring, but it's not. It says grow up.
Right.
And so that's when they have the sudden attack of consciousness. Like, oh, you know what? This was stupid. You think?
Now,
so
go ahead.
Oh, so it wraps up with Kevin and Amber meeting back up. She gets in the ring. Oh, you're the masseuse. Cool. And she says that ring brought the wrong kind of luck. Get rid of it. And he flipped it. Gone the ring. So this whole hour and 30 whatever minutes to get this ring, and you flick it like it's not shit.
Yeah. It's a tad annoying. This movie also wraps up because, okay, so really the better of the chemistry was clearly Martin and Devito in this. Martin goes and represents Devito in a Senate trial hearing over everything and was able to get him off. I don't know.
But do you remember what the name of the firm?
Absolutely. White Man Small Johnson.
White Man Small Johnson. Oh, God, I love it. I love it. If we ever go bowling, I'm putting that down as my name.
White Man Small Johnson. So you know, Max saying thank him over for everything. You know, they kind of say whatever. Martin's kind of talking his shit to everybody, and then he like points out a center, and all the media goes to him.
And once again, the sign language lady is on it. It.
Easily.
He said, "No, I'm not gonna pull nothing out my ass." She goes, "I'm like, what the fuck?" So hilarious. I loved it.
And of course, Martin decides to steal his watch, which now turns to a whole nother thing for a potential sequel. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
No, they knew for a fact this was not getting no sequel.
And what's the worst that could happen? I'll tell you what was the worst that could happen. Why was this movie titled that? Why does it have this long ass fucking title? Like I don't get it. Like it makes no sense to me.
You know what? Because when you think about the title of the movie and really how it has no real relation to the movie, it's like, so what's the worst that happened? What happened?
Exactly. And there's a lot of references in this movies to like stuff that happens in the 90s. We didn't even talk about that technically Bernie Mac is in this movie. And Bernie Mac is basically playing an extension of his stand-up, except he's not really given anything funny to say. Like I
don't think he improv a single line in this movie.
I don't know. He read it straight. And look,
that was straight from the script. 100%.
I'm cool with you getting your check, but there was no reason to have Bernie Mac in this movie if you're not going to get anything.
All right, bro. Let's do some takeaways here.
This game, my That Guy award. I'm going to give
All right, so hold on. Let me set you up. Danger Neff. Who's getting your That Guy award? Fuck that shit!
I'm going to give it to Tardio. It's not that I don't care for DeVito or Lawrence in this movie. It's just they're so unmemorable in this movie, and they're the two main guys of this movie. Like, I was confusing the names of Max and Kevin a little too often, you know, whenever I thought about this movie, and they're just kind of whatever. Tardio is at least memorable. Tardio is
an actual character.
Tardio is a guy that, you know, he's going to have 7 minutes of screen time. You're going to remember all 7 minutes.
Right.
He's very similar. He's kind of
daddy like a cherry. I'm like, that's it just sounds weird coming out. Like, ugh.
He's like a more flamboyant version of William Dafoe and Boondock Saints. Like, which is fine. Like, I'm cool with it. He's funny. He at least makes you remember who he is. And I don't know if it was something that pushed the resume of William Finkner, but I don't think it hurt it. I could say that.
Another Tardio line. After the Kevin meeting, he goes, walkies, and they start walking. And then he goes, oh, I'm going to get you a brand muffin. We're all getting brand muffins. Like, ugh, it's so gross.
We're all getting brand muffins.
We're all getting brand muffins.
Yeah, so there you go.
That chick work.
I'm going to give it to the sign language lady. Look, I'm going to be honest. Like there was no point to Amber. There was equally no point to Letitia, and there was really no point to the reporter chick. It just there. None of them really. There was no lesson learned from them. There was no growth. At least with the sign language lady, it got me some really good laughs. That's
right.
bad.
Right. That full work.
I'm gonna agree with you on this. I know you haven't said it, but I am going to give it to Shelley Nix. He's supposed to be playing this hacker. Fine, whatever. This one 2001's hackers were like in the coffee booth, with like Matrix-like outfit.
Very cliche.
Whatever. Which we're totally going to cover on next week's show with that movie that's about to happen.
Are we there? Are we there now?
Not the Matrix, but next week's show is totally about a hacker.
Yes! Guilty movie pleasures, baby.
It is a guilty movie pleasure.
Guilty movie pleasure. I love it.
You know what's weird?
You'll hear about it.
Somebody put that movie on an IG story, and it got that scene, and it made me so much happier.
I love that movie. I can't wait for next week.
It's been a while
since I love that movie.
Yeah, there's no point to GQ. He's a hacker, and for some odd reason, he keeps rapping. And I was
an underground kid. I'd be hacking from the van, and everywhere I go, they say, "Shut it next to man." Like, bro, no.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, moving on. Where we at with it? Cut that up.
The character GQ. You can't tell me that Burger couldn't have been the hacker type also. Like you can't tell me that Burger couldn't have done the exact same.
He drops 2 bars. 2 different times in the movie. He goes, it was really quick. He runs to Bernie Mac. He runs to Bernie Mac and he goes, "Hey Jack, it's after 7. Have you seen your nephew by the name of Kevin? Who wrote this shit? What is this?"
I don't know. This movie irritates me.
Anyway, doesn't hold up.
Nope.
Nope.
It didn't hold up in 2001. It certainly doesn't hold up in 2021. Don't bother watching it.
When it's my turn to go, I'm gonna shoot us some bail. However, this is not a good movie, and I mean far from it. I kind of seen
the only good scene in this movie, which is obviously the courtroom scene, because it's in a way it's Danny DeVito playing as Frank in Always Sunny. It's hilarious because you're getting the sign language lady that's kind of doing the same shit. But
really, it's the switching between the sign language lady and DeVito. Mind you, and after Max goes off, he goes, "Huh? Oh!" Like, he really like brings home like you never get this shit back.
Right, exactly. Which it's the only good scene in this movie.
Right.
That's it. All right. My guy Jay Lonzo, welcome back, sir.
Yeah.
Who's getting you that guy award?
If this was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have said Kevin Caffrey because I love Martin Lawrence, no matter what he does. Now, as an adult who pays attention to stuff, no. I would say my that guy award. I don't want to take yours, but I gotta take yours. Tardio.
It's either that or Larry Miller.
No, because he's really extreme. I would say it's either Tardio Larry Miller or Richard Schiff. One of them three. You know? But I gotta go Tardeo. Tardeo is such a memorable character, even though he's weird as shit.
Yeah.
But pull daddy like a chariot. I'm like, that is baller and it's hella weird.
You need to say that to Anika tomorrow. Like you should have her drive and as she starts the car and as she starts going forward, pull.
Listen, and with Anika, if I drop that bar, she'll let it like kind of simmer in. And what you fucking say? What?
Fair enough.
Drive there like a chariot. Excuse me? You gotta be fucked up. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with Tardy.
All right, that chick award.
That chick award, only because Amber is so fine. I want to say Carmen and JoJo, but bro, I'm going with you, bro. The sign language lady, she's so gangster, bro. The sign language lady is so with the function. Like, if he's saying fuck you in actual verbal language, I mean, she's going, throwing out the birds. I was like, yo, she is so with it. I love
it. That full award.
GQ.
It's really okay to copy me on this movie.
We really, listen, and unfortunately, you know, and he could be a really nice, like, he could be a really nice guy. He could be, you know, could hang with, but your acting selections, they don't work for you. Because don't forget, I already didn't like him because he's also in Drumline.
He is in Drumline.
You know what I'm saying? And I hated him there. You realize though, after this movie, we never saw him again.
That's not true. That's not true. He was in I Think I Love My Wife. He was the white rapper in the elevator.
Man, he keeps he keeps sneaking in the joint. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but okay.
All right. So we got that full. Cut that out.
Cut that out. I would say my cut that out would probably be Tracy Kimberly really has no need to be in the movie. The fact that she's a playmate and Max is hitting it, I get it, but she didn't deserve all this wild screen time. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you here?
How much screen time did she get? Because she got somewhere in the ball. I feel like she got somewhere in the ballpark range of like a good 6 minutes.
Like 6 or 7 minutes. Like, she's in like a legit like 5 scenes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, from them being a Marblehead to them being on the plane and, you know, her threatening to die Letitia, you know what I'm saying? And at the end, which is actually a reporter now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it hold up?
No, it doesn't. I remember distinctively me and Los. I remember some other friends, or maybe it was our mom. But we saw this in theaters. And like I said, anything Martin Lawrence put out at that time, I was going. And I remember distinctively sitting there, super hyped to watch this movie. And don't forget, the trailer does not sell you at all.
Oh.
So I was sitting there. I'm like, yo, let's go, baby, let's go. I don't think I really giggled. Really, maybe until the C-SPAN scene and a few like little one-liners from either Leguizamo or Bernie or yeah. I remember getting a lot of one-liner giggles out the way, but I never had a gut-busting laugh from this movie like at all. Now watching it 20 years later, like no. And then what makes it even crazier is when you look up the facts on this movie, everybody who worked on this movie fucking hated it.
I know.
He said the composer Mark Shaman.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He said, "Do you know how hard it was to compose this piece of shit?" I'm like, "Wow, that's nuts." And use the words "piece of shit." Like, wow, that's
He said that on a knockoff magazine of Playboy called Playbill.
Called Playbill. Oh my god. All right.
That's how deep people went to go find this trivia. They were buying.
He said the worst job he ever had was scoring a hideous movie called "What's the Worst That Could Happen." I am not kidding. Yeah, wow. So no, it does not hold up. I can't tell you when the next time I'm going to watch this movie. It'll be a long time from now.
This is probably it for me. I'm probably never going to watch this movie.
No run back? Nah.
All right, and to end this terrible movie, iconic scene.
Iconic scene to me, it has to be not the entire C-SPAN scene, but specifically when Max Fairbanks is going berserk. And specifically when he goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and it goes up to the cheap, right? But when he takes off the ring, go, ha ha! That shit is so funny to me. He's like, not only are you not getting his ring back, but fuck you a million times. I love that shit. That shit is so funny to me. All right, quick hits.
There's
you ready?
Practically some quick hits, and I'm going to count them out for you guys.
Please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's 8 quick hits about.
Do you want to do all 8?
Maybe. Sure.
I'll start. This was wow. This was originally a project for Heath Ledger.
Which shows you fact number 1 of this movie. Fact number 2 was actually said by Jay. So go ahead with fact number 3. Fact number 2 would have been the composer Mark Shaw.
Right. Kevin's house is the same firehouse used in Spencer for Hire in 1985 and the Boston portion of The Real World in 1992.
Okay. Alex Tardio, played by William Fichtner, said that he's always been drawn to figure skating. Fichtner would later star in Blades of Glory, of course. And I just watched that. I watched that movie recently. It holds up. It's so really fucking stupid.
I would actually watch not now, but back then, if they were making like a spinoff for Alex Tardio, I'm watching that. I have to watch that because it's gonna be so odd, yet so damn funny. Like, listen, when they bust Max, when they bust Max in the water, the way he holds,
he's holding it like off to the side. It's not even pointed up; it's pointed down.
I'm like, God, he's so weird. He's so weird.
Kevin Caffrey, is that you?
Kevin Caffrey.
Kevin Caffrey, is that you?
Oh my God! All right. When Earl Radham says if they could find a certain blue dress, he's obviously referencing to Monica Lewinsky's blue dress.
Devito's short stature is the result of multiple epiphyseal dysplasia, a rare genetic disorder that affects bone growth. This rare genetic disorder is also known as Fairbanks disease. Danny DeVito's character in this film is Max Fairbanks.
Short shit. Nora Dunn, Anna Gasteyer, and Siobhan Fallon Hogan are all alumni of Saturday Night Live. Now, I didn't know Nora Dunn was on SNL. I've always known her to be like an actress.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
That is it. And finally, in the same year, Nora Dunn and Larry Miller also appeared in Max Keeble's Big Move.
No one gave a shit. Trust me. No one gave a shit.
Yeah, that is what's the worst thing that could happen. And I'll tell you right now, what's the worst thing that could happen is my boy coming back to do this particular movie. That's literally the worst thing that could happen. But that's our show.
So listen, man. We are so unbelievably happy to be back. Be back with my guy over here. Don't be any upcoming vacations. I don't think so. But we're gonna.
Maybe.
I can slip out real quick, get something going on. But I've been gearing up, getting ready to come back and record the show, and really just kind of we have a super dope schedule coming up. I cannot wait for next week's movie. Like the fact that you said it to me while we recorded, I'm like, I can't fucking wait till next week. Anyway, with that being said, Dave, where can they find you?
Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I am David Danger Neff. I'm the co-host here at Back to the Classics. Make sure you check out our other shows as well. I know the guys at Cinema Rehab got some stuff cooking up there, and I may actually be popping in for a guest star or two to kind of help them out a little bit. Make sure you check out The Noise. Obviously, Los is holding it down. The amount of bad luck Los has had this year is almost comical at this point. So please make sure you hear the trials and tribulations of Big Los and Hollywood Kev over at The Noise. And of course, Rach the Gym. She just had a birthday.
Happy birthday, Rach the Gym.
Happy birthday.
We actually went to me, her, and Losman had sushi like 2 weeks ago, right?
Oh, I love it.
Were you in town?
2 weeks ago, yeah. I would have been in town.
Oh, my bad.
It's fine. It's fine. You guys want to keep
For the record, I have not physically seen Danger Neff since November of last year.
It's true. Funny enough, I just went back to the office like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you told me.
Yeah, so great. So yeah, make sure you check out Melanin Boulevard as well. BeatNetworkOnline.com. That's where you can find all of our shows, as well as anywhere they listen to podcasts, anywhere if you watch us on YouTube. Thank you so much for all that. The group is up and popping, and I feel like I have not been in charge of that group for a while now.
I think we both do the same thing. Like, oh, by the way, you can find me at official Jay Alonzo on Instagram, Jay Alonzo on Facebook, Jay Alonzo on Snapchat. I am Jay Alonzo on Twitter. Just Jay Alonzo, you'll find me somewhere for sure. And of course, like Dave said, the Facebook group is up. I'm going to jump on there and join the conversation. Now, as far as us, though, me and Dave, we've been silent because we've been taking this time to ourselves. So the group practically runs itself, or Duval just hit it with a bunch of shit. So
I mean, yeah, Duval tends to do that, but I think we need to take back a little bit of the reins, a little bit, at least producing our own content and whatnot. You know, try to do more lives. Movies are back. Make sure
movies are back.
Make sure.
So it could be so coming up that we can do some live stuff. You never quite know, like it's cool to go outside again. And if you live in Las Vegas, which we live in Las Vegas, so Memorial Day weekend was last week, and I swear to God, there was never a pandemic to begin with.
Oh my Lord, no, I know exactly what you mean, man. Like it was pandemonium. But
pandemic where?
Movies are back. You go catch Cruella, go catch A Quiet Place 2. You know, go catch what's the one with Statham? The one that I liked.
Wrath of Man. Great.
Wrath of Man. Go out of your way. Go catch some movies. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. I'm gonna try to get us back on the circuit of trying to get previews. I actually got sent an email today, but they wanted me to go tonight, and I'm like, I'm not going tonight.
Was it for In the Heights?
Yeah,
I got it too.
Yeah, which I heard good things about, but still, like.
Well, I tell you what I have not heard good things about. F9. I heard it is true trash. But
I can't wait to trash that movie because
I'm going to shit on that movie. I promise you, I am. But
the last time you and I have done a review was Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah,
it's been a long time. So, no, we're excited. Definitely watch whatever watch what you can. Share your opinion. Share your thoughts.
But outside is back open. So, with that being said, go back outside, enjoy the outside, but stay safe while you do it. If you must socially distance, back the fuck away.
Fuck it. Don't even be safe. Get up in everybody's grill. Let's get this whole pandemic thing started again. I want to go.
How you feeling today? You good?
Go back to working from home.
You good? Yeah. Shit. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, when we do shoot the shit, when we do shoot the shit, I'm telling you, I'm gonna open with the fuck that shit. Yo, glad to be back. We love y'all, Center folks. I am Jay Alonzo. With me, of course, is
Danger Neff.
We'll see you good folks next week, y'all. Peace.